What's going on, you guys? This is New York Adventure 1994 here, and today is Thursday, June 4th, 2026, and I came out here to make a throwback video for you guys. So, 10 years ago today, me and my family and my mom's best friend's family, we took a trip to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania for WizardCon, and we also took a tour of the city. So I'm going to tell you guys the story of what happened that weekend, and let's get started. This goes back to June 2016. It all started with June 3rd, 2016, and I went on my annual special games trip. I did what I normally do there, you know, play the field games, run the 140 meter, and this was actually the first time where it was actually raining the whole time and just very cloudy, like an overcast. It was like an overcast the whole time at the games, and it was just really cloudy and rainy. It's like some of the rain held up at times, but the rain just kept on falling, like on and off. So yeah, we did what we normally did at the game. We got to do everything we wanted despite the nasty weather. And yeah, I went to the annual special games in 2016 in my 9th grade year, with only 10 days left of my year. Of my 9th grade year. And then Saturday, June 4th, we woke up bright and early and we took our 2.5 hour drive to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. We left the house at like 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning, and we went to Jersey. We got a rest stop, we had breakfast and stuff, and we're back on the road again. And we were watching like these Disney animated short films, like from Walt Disney Animation Studios, not Pixar, Walt Disney Animation Studios. We own a Blu-ray disc of a lot of Walt Disney Animation Studios short films. And then after we left the rest stop in New Jersey, we watched Big Hero 6 on the way to Philly, from what I remember. And we crossed the bridge in Southwest Jersey, and we arrived in Philadelphia. I forgot what bridge it was called. I need to re-jot my memory of that. We took I-95 down to Philly, and we arrived there at like noon. Yeah, I remember it was 12 noon when we arrived in Philly, because the city hall bells were going off and they were chiming like 12 times. So yeah, it was 12 noon. I have a video of that, by the way. Yeah, our room was like facing the city hall. That was like one of the best views we got of the city in our room. We had one of the best views in our room of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. We were in a Marriott, like right across the street from the city hall, and we got a good view of it. We had like this impressive view of the whole city, like mostly west of the city, if I'm not mistaken. And then we set it out and we went to the Liberty Bell Museum, and we saw a lot of history stuff there. The Liberty Bell thing was the biggest thing there for us. The main event for us was the next day, but the Liberty Bell was such a big deal for us. So we walked around, discovered some history stuff, and we went to the Terminal Market and walked around in there. It was like huge, and we got Philly cheesesteaks out of there too, and they were really good. We walked around the Terminal Market after we did all the history stuff, or a lot of history stuff, including the Liberty Bell. And then we got back to the room and we hung out for the rest of the night, and we went to the pool, which was upstairs. So we got back to the room, we had our Philly cheesesteaks for dinner, we changed into our bathing suits, and we went to the pool for like an hour or two. And then we met back in the room with my mom's best friend's family. And they decided to hang out for a little bit, and then we all went to bed. And then we got up early the next morning, and we met my mom's best friend's family, and we went to WizardCon at the Philadelphia Convention Center. And we walked around the whole thing for a few hours. It did take a few hours to walk through it because it's like your average Comic-Con. And believe it or not, we actually saw some well-known actors like Doc from Back to the Future. We actually got to see the actor who played Doc from Back to the Future. We weren't waiting online to take a picture of him, we just saw him there. And he was like getting autographs with people there. Yeah, we actually got to see Doc from Back to the Future when we were there, from what I remember. And for the most part, we just like walked around and browsed through a lot of stuff. It was just like an average Comic-Con, but just in Philadelphia, not the big one you would see in New York City. So yeah, and then we left Philadelphia and we took the 2.5 hour ride back to Long Island. And before we went home completely, we had Red Robin for dinner near where we lived when we got back to Long Island. And when we got home, we actually got hit with this thunderstorm that we had to get home as quickly as we could. And also, when we went on that trip, it was like 2 weeks after we left Disney in May 2016. And believe it or not, McJuggernuggets was actually finishing his Psycho series. You know, when he was down in the basement in that small room. And he made the video about him taking out his father, which was a planned video, and fake too. And McJuggernuggets also fled the country for Switzerland, and the Psycho series was over from 2012 to 2016. Yeah, so this is also the 10th anniversary of when McJuggernuggets ended his Psycho series, when he fled the country of Switzerland. Yeah, so it's the 10th anniversary of my Philadelphia trip and the 10th anniversary of Jesse ending his Psycho series. And it was set 2 weeks after I came back from Disney in May of 2016. Yeah, our Disney trip was completed that year. And it was back when we were going once a year. And after that, I was doing my finals and I was finished with 9th grade. And I was on summer vacation. And I had Father's Day and my brother's and my birthday. And we also saw Finding Dory in theaters. And I celebrated my birthday by going to Sky Zone with my friends Kyle and Nick. And my cousin Nick. So yeah, it's been 10 years since I went to Philadelphia. I may hate the teams, but it was still a nice city to visit at the time. I heard it's not such a great area like it used to be, but anywho, it was still a great trip. We got to go to a convention that was just like Comic-Con. So I guess that's it. Bye.